Hello everybody, Dead Spikes here, and today I'm making a budget pyro build. Now, everybody's been making a pyro build lately just simply because of how good they are for Eye of the Storm. And a lot of my friends were needing a budget build, so I threw one together. Since I actually want to make a build for Eye of the Storm as well, I threw together a nice little build you can use to be able to go through the levels in case you didn't have a fully built one yet. Now this requires 0 legendaries to use, and as you can see, it does a lot of damage on CT15. You can see I am on CT15 up there on the top left. The only downfall of this build is since it is a crit-based build, you don't exactly want to use it on alien-type enemies. You're going to want to try to stay with the humanoid enemies. I actually ran out of my ammo there, unfortunately. But even without ammo, this build does really good. As you can see, I could still kill things just fine. Takes a little bit longer. And luckily this isn't techno, so getting your ammo back doesn't take 10 years. Quite thankful for that. Pick up these breachers quick. Again, yep, this build works very good, but it's crit based, so try to stay away from the alien ones. Obviously there's some that have aliens in it, like Chem Plant where I'm at right now. Does have aliens in it, so you can't 100% stay out of that, but just check out clearing this room up here. I mean, look at how fast the elites go down. It's pretty insane. As long as you follow the build setup, should be perfectly fine. All right. I figured I'd showcase a little bit of alien combat, just to show you kind of what I mean on why this build isn't exactly ideal. I'll probably still be fine here, but yeah. Also, another thing, this is a way better to do a solo build. You're gonna play a group build, and it's almost better maybe if you build a support style rather than a straight DPS. This is a straight DPS build. As you can see, it's pretty hard to crit these guys, and we run out of ammo pretty easily. When we go over our full build, you'll see what I'm talking about, but critting is very important for getting our ammo back. I guess some of these venomous ones and such, it's easy to get crits on. Now we got the bosses out. We're gonna wait till our volcanic rounds are back, and we'll just try to go after them. There we go. Get a nice freeze in there. There we go, big boss down. Luckily the alpha perforals are actually pretty easy to crit. Bang, bada bing. There's some alien gameplay. Now we'll go over the full build. Alright, so this build does not require any legendaries. Here's the 3 skills that we are using. We are using Heat Wave, we're using Volcanic Rounds, and we're using Ash Blast. These are all to help kind of deal extra bullet damage. This is a bullet build for sure. Now let's go over the full build. So this is everything that we have running for us right here. We are using the most sought after gun right now that is actually really easy to get, the Earthborn's Renegade. We are using it in the tactical variant, and we are running the traditional setup of Bone Shrapnel. And Killing Spree, this gun just does a lot of damage. If you want to know how to farm it, there's a video in my description. Make sure to click that out, the AR farm down there, and I'll teach you how to get that pretty quickly. Our skill tree is based around just dealing as much damage as we can and getting our cooldowns back. As for our armor, these are all tier 2 and tier 1 mods. So like I said, I try to stay away from legendaries so you guys can make this easy. The only tier 3 mod that exists on this whole build is Killing Spree, which is on my AR, and you will really need it. It does increase your damage a lot, but luckily there's a very easy farm for it, and that's also in the description of this video. If you don't know how to farm Killing Spree yet, go get that. It's very easy to get. As for our armor, you should have pretty much all of these mods. If you don't yet, just go farm some purples for a while and they'll all drop and you'll be able to make them. When trying to get the gear right here to make this build, the biggest thing I went for, and you can blatantly tell, is every single piece has bonus firepower on it. You want to increase your damage as much as you can. So bonus firepower is the #1 attribute. And then you're going to want cooldown reduction. I only got cooldown reduction on 2 pieces, unfortunately, but the build still works fine. But you would theoretically want bonus firepower and cooldown reduction on every single piece. Third attribute's kind of up to you, because you could argue close range damage and you could argue long range damage. Both would be good, either or. I mean, you deal with enemies in close range and long range quite a bit. This build's kind of strange because it's a hybrid, because I brought bleed into it. But that's the only reason it really works too. So we are running a mod called Vine Ripper, which is a very unique mod and very cool, because it's something that's on your armor that can inflict a dot. I mean, there is some other things, but through shooting, it's not very common. So with this mod, it makes it so critical shots will inflict bleed. That's why I say it's a critical build, because you have to inflict bleed. And inflicting that bleed, then we use Vampiric Mag, which is on our helmet, you can see over there, which makes it so when we kill a target that's bleeding, we get 50% of our magazine back. And as long as we keep doing that, we don't run out of ammo. That's the idea behind this build, to keep up your ammo, is to inflict bleed through crits and then kill that target. But we also inflict bleed through Bone Shrapnel, the weapon mod that we have on, that makes it so when you kill an enemy, they blow up and deal bleed to everything. So Vine Ripper and Bone Shrapnel put together kind of make it so you can keep up your magazine as long as they keep proccing. Otherwise, everything else mostly is going to increase the damage. We have heat wave set up to debuff enemies, so you get 2 heat waves on this build, and that'll decrease an enemy, or that'll make an enemy take 50% more damage for a little while. That's why you see me just destroy elites when I have that heat wave on them. And then Ash Blast just helps with that, because we deal extra damage to ashed enemies, and they also get vulnerable when they're ashed. The only mod I guess I would argue that I don't really like on this build is Damage Absorber. I don't think Damage Absorber is that needed, because we already do have a lot of survivability with Emergency Stance and Thirst for Blood. That's the other thing too, is Thirst for Blood is going to make it so when you kill the bleeding target, you get Weapon Leech 40% for 10 seconds, which is crazy. You basically turn into a Techno at that point, and you can just survive by dealing damage, and it does make you really, really tanky. You'll notice your health drop from low to 100 very quickly just from Thirst for Blood, as long as you kill enemies within 10 seconds and keep that up all the time. But yeah, otherwise, there you go. That's pretty much the full build. Every other mod I would highly suggest. Armor Absorber, I don't recommend it too much. If I were to swap Armor Absorber for something, I would swap it for the mod that makes it so when you crit a burning target, it doesn't consume ammo. That would be a better choice. But otherwise, the other 9 mods definitely try to get on here. There is a lot of tier 3 mods I would love to throw on here, and I will be for my own use to make the build deal a little bit more damage and be a little bit more efficient. But this is a build that you guys can use right off the rip. All you have to do is just farm the purples. You don't have to get legendary drops, and it works great, I can promise you. Again, you can do alien expeditions with them. I just really don't recommend it. They're going to be a lot harder because you can't crit them as easy. So try to stick with the humanoid ones, because you're going to deal a lot of damage to them. You can do Boomtown. You can do Chem Labs. You can do pretty much all of the humanoid ones very quickly. You can do the alien ones. You're just not going to have as easy a time. That will do it for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it or helped you out. If it did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It does help me out a lot. If you want to see some more Outrider content like this, I make builds and tutorials all the time. Make sure to slap that subscribe button. If you want to be in a Discord community where there's a bunch of people that play this game as well, and maybe you can connect with some people to play with, definitely make sure to join that. That's in the description of this video down below. I also have a Twitch stream. I stream in every day, and I help people every day go through some high level expedition carries. So if you want to stop by and ask me a question, maybe, or maybe you want to come in for some free expedition carries, stop by my Twitch stream. It's also in the description of this video down below. Hit that follow. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. This is Bikes out.